Hi, everyone. Welcome to the episode number 4 of our series, The Road to Cybersecurity. Here on this channel, I help you become a cybersecurity rockstar. My name is Pedro Drimel, and today's topic we'll be talking about is cybersecurity just a hype? What is cybersecurity, right? As I'm previously mentioned on the episode number 1 of the series, it's an industry, right? So it is the same as how can I get started in medicine, for example, or how can I get started in software engineering, right? It's an industry, and hype means extravagant or intensive publicity or promotional. So is cybersecurity just like trying to make itself big thing while it's not really what it is? So let's check it out. The thing that you might be wondering is like, is this really worth to invest your time and energy in becoming a cybersecurity professional? So that's kind of where you might be actually thinking about. So the hype kind of mini doesn't really matters much. I believe that you might be wondering like, is this just one time thing and you just disappear? So I'll get the skills needed. I'll work my way out to become a cybersecurity professional, and then lately you're gone, right? There's no more jobs. There's everything you learn. It's not needed anymore. So let's kind of first take a look at in terms of cybersecurity opportunities that we have right now. This is just an example like here, like in the U.S., right? And as previously mentioned, there are thousands of opportunities currently. At least these stats here says that over 400,000, almost 500,000 opportunities just in the U.S. If we look at some of the stats they have here, I kind of agree with this. Like the number of job openings, if we count from 2010 to 2024, has increased a lot. The national average is just in the U.S., right, where we have the kind of the biggest market in the world for cybersecurity professionals. So in terms of employed cybersecurity workforce, it kind of increased as well, like by more than 50% in the last 14 years. And the supply demand kind of went decreasing, and now it's a little bit higher than it was in 2022. So there's definitely lots of opportunities nowadays. And like when I got started, it wasn't the case. Most of people, I wouldn't say maybe most of people, but many people I know in the industry are here for the long run, just because they really like it. Cybersecurity at the beginning, we didn't even call like cybersecurity, just call security, and then later a little bit of infosec, information security. So most of people who are here are here for the long run that I know. So and many of them just liked it, just spend their weekends studying and reading, and they would make it for free, and suddenly it became a big industry, and now those guys can make good enough good money to have a living, and still enjoying their kind of teenage or dream. So that's kind of where it is for me, and how it is for many people I know of. But in fact, in the last 5 to 10 years at least, it's became more common and talking about cybersecurity, and other people are just, I'm cybersecurity, as they would be on any industry, like I'm just a civil engineer or something like that, as like something more common, which for us at the start was very different. So you might be wondering, right? All right, there are lots of opportunities. I can't deny that. There's everybody, everywhere I check online, there are many job opportunities, but is this coming to an end? So there's a paper from the World Economic Forum, and the title here say the cybersecurity industry has an urgent talent shortage. Here's how to plug the gap. And an interesting number they're mentioning here is like the global talent shortage, which spans national states and industries, could reach 8 million workers by 2030. I think that's kind of a lot of people. I'm not just denying that's what the paper says, but right now we need about 4 million professionals to kind of plug the talent gap in the global cybersecurity industry. That's what the paper is saying at least. And their conclusion was left untackled, the cybersecurity workforce shortage could have cascading implications for global security, economy stability, and technological technological innovation. So this is quite interesting. Like I'm not saying like I believe that we will need 85 million workers by 2030 to fill the gap, but there's certainly there is some you know information that the shortage of good professionals will stand at least for the midterm, right? So we're talking here 2030. Who knows what will happen in 2035, 2040? Maybe it's too long down the road, but definitely there'll be some more opportunities in the coming years. And another example here is this report from Verizon where let me just highlight this and just bring this a little bit here. So yeah, so basically, you see their analysis, there's an increase of 180% just in terms of vulnerabilities being exploited for data breach. So the Verizon report is an annual report with many companies and governments contribute with information about data breach that actually happened. So this is really interesting. The number of vulnerabilities, while the industry has really tried to make this harder, we're just not there on protecting really those computer networks. So it doesn't mean it will increase. Of course, attackers will always try to find different ways to get in. But this number of vulnerabilities and becoming a way to initiate an attack and establish a foothold on the network is kind of scary. Even though protections like security mitigations is in place for way better than 10, 15 years ago, they'll still find a way to breach those companies. And if you think on the comparing the cybersecurity industry, and if you're in the stock market, you might be willing is this stock, does it has a value that is maximum, so I should sell it, or should I still buy it? I think it's kind of the same way. You never know. There are some indicators that the industry will still be bigger, which means we'll need more people to work in the industry. But there is not 100% certainty. If you have a great stock that you purchase at a low value and now it's 10 times more, should you sell it? Should you buy it? And that's something you rarely be 100% sure what will happen, right? So I guess it's kind of the same way. The difference is that as you gain the skills, your skills will be with you forever, and you can apply with any other industry, and but different from the stock part. But something to think about, as well as software engineers. We had maybe at the end of 2010 or so, when increasing on big techs, or maybe early 2000s, 2001, 2002. And when we had those big techs, became way more valuable and all that, you might think, yeah, right, software engineers is the way. Is it the end already? I don't think so. There are still lots and lots of opportunities as a software engineer as well. So I don't believe that's the case with cybersecurity anyways. And if we look at how the industry kind of needed more professionals as well, this is a report from Manian. This is kind of this APT1 report. They published initially in 2010, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of when started out. We're talking about nation-state attacks, right? So this is one example on one U.S. company releasing a public report for a espionage group from China, right? And that's being I believe this paper is over 14 years now. So like they kind of mentioned the attack life cycle, the attackers use it. There are lots of details on this report. I highly recommend you take a look at that. If you're starting in cybersecurity, it's kind of APT1 is kind of when we started more talking about nation state and advanced persistent threats and all that. So, and if you think like, all right, 14 years ago, where are we at now? Some other, so for example, like on the Manian website, you have way more cyber threat actor groups listed here, right? At the V Comparatives website, still like you have way more groups. Now we have knowledge of way more groups than we had before. Does it mean we will have more groups in the next 5 or 10 years? More likely yes, but also those current groups will keep attacking. We don't see any really they're stopping doing their work in the short term at least. Just here a reminder, there are a total of 152 groups. Here's not just nation states, but also cybercrime groups as well. And it all always increase, and those attacks don't seem to stop anytime soon. If we look also at the cyber threat actors, especially talking about the ransomware, and back in the day where there were like fewer groups because they were more focused on targeting web injects or financial institutions for the most part, and credit cards, of course. But now we have this, ransom as a service ecosystem with lots of, groups just trying to get the over here. Yeah, so like here is the list of financial groups cataloged by Darkfeed. And yeah, we don't see those attacks stopping anytime soon. Every week there's like a major breach that one of them kind of mentions. It's mentioned in the news. There are many more compromises that are not even in the news. So like we don't see really this is stopping anytime soon, which means the industry need professionals to help organizations protect their systems, networks, or if they are breached, help the company recover, right? So I don't see from a technical perspective at least this stopping anytime soon, really. Another aspect that doesn't really talks about attacks and cyber criminals and all that, but recently there was a they call it the global IT outage here, right? So lots of airlines were affected, governments and all that, by one cybersecurity vendor which had their product installed on a higher privilege on Windows. So like the takeaway, at least with this topic of cybersecurity being just a hype or not, is that you have a cybersecurity product with a really high privilege on Windows operating system, which means that like you need a cybersecurity product to really protect against those attacks, or be more prepared, or have more protection against those attacks. And like unless you really see computers going away, I don't believe that cybersecurity will go away as well. So, but the thing is, we can't predict the future, right? We can't predict the future. We don't know what the reality will be in the next like 10 years or so. There are kind of evidences where at least for the next 5-10 years we're gonna have this shortage of cybersecurity professionals. But how long do we have doctors? How long do we have lawyers? How long do we have civil engineers? The point is, whatever you choose, if you dedicate time and energy, you're going to be successful despite of the area you kind of decide to settle down. So there's this saying that the early birds catch the worm, right? So an early bird catch the worm. I think that there's still time to be there for cybersecurity. If you start like right now, as soon as you can, You really have the dividends from those who will take like years and years to get started in the field. There is still like the very likely shortage of professionals for the next 5 years or so. So I truly believe that that's a great opportunity for you to consider. But like it kind of all comes down to what you kind of like doing more. There isn't this unorthodox way of the thing of follow your passion part. Um, this one here, yeah. So this book from Colin Newport is kind of it just says that follow your passion is a better advice. I highly recommend you take a look at this book if you're like undecided on whether go or not go with cybersecurity or any other industry. But it's an interesting way where the skills that you develop is actually what will bring you passion and love for what you do. So I truly believe this was helpful. If you want to get started, just check the video number 1 from the series. But if you're coming for the money, you might not stay in the long run. That's for sure. But if you feel any way that you kind of like the cybersecurity, and if you curious about how attacks work, how to be a good defender, definitely jump in, because it's a really rewarding job and a career. But otherwise, just stay away, because in the long run it won't be really good for you. And if you like it, just press like button. Please send me any comment, any video that you're looking for about cybersecurity, and please don't forget to subscribe as well.